very pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to the National Sports Center in Blaine, Minnesota in the 2018 Schwann's Usacup soccer tournament. We are set to kick off a boys U17 match. We've got an international one for you as Rush, Wisconsin takes on Crown Trace from Trinidad and Tobago. Crown Trace controlling the opening kickoff of this match as they travel from left to right. They wear the black tops, the white shorts. Rush wearing the all-white jerseys as this sails out of bounds. A throw in for Rush. Throw-in was taken by Grayson Hammer. He gets the return pass, and now Crown Trace knocked out, last touched. And the throw-in will remain with Rush. Touched back for Dan Grady. To the outside, across was defended away by Isaiah Samuel. Driven up the sideline. Cut off by Carlson, and this one delivered out of bounds, and again the throw will stay with Rush. Sent ahead at midfield, this is Akeem Kelly. Kelly sends it into the box, and hustling out is a Tanner Scherer, the goalkeeper for Rush. Speeding ahead was Anthony Mohammed of Crown Trace. Back defensively, Jacob Vogt taps it out, the throw in for Crown Trace. As Mohammed tracks it down. Throw in comes for Dre Giuseppe. And that is lost over the end line. A goal kick upcoming for Rush. We mentioned Tanner Scherer, the starting goalkeeper for Rush, Wisconsin. Michael Francis, the starting goalkeeper for Crown Trace. For those of you in Wisconsin watching this one, cheering on Rush, hate to break it to you, this is my third match of the day. They've all been international matches, and in the first two that I have seen here on the opening day of this tournament, the international team's undefeated. But so far, Rush, Wisconsin here in the opening minutes has had a little better of it as they are awarded a throw-in. That's headed further along by John Wilkie, and then over the sideline it goes. The throw-in for Crown Trace will be taken by Giuseppe. Trying the little back heel was Kelly. Putting the brakes on it defensively was Jackson Stencil. And that is last touched by Crown Trace, the throw-in for Rush. Game time temperature 81 degrees on the Fahrenheit scale. Dew point high but manageable. And that one is driven off of Edgar Mendoza and out. Crown Trace, the quick throw. Coming over the top was Stencil to head it away. Trying to knock it forward was Wilkie. Stencil again, traps it down. And he will be called for a handball and a free kick awarded to Crown Trace. Mishandling it was Giuseppe, and a foul call will give Rush the free kick. Jacob Chambers with the free kick, drives it middle of the box. It comes free and turning the other way is a Taryn Luke as he comes up midfield. Leads it through, but coming well out of the keeper's box, Scherer knocks it away. Akeem McKelly breaking perfectly, but the pass just too far out in front. Throwing upcoming for Rush. Once again, it'll be Grayson Hammer. Throws it toward the side of the box. It is knocked down and back over the sideline by Raphael. Thrown into the box. Mateus Lewis sends it out the far side and out throw in for Crown Trace. Thrown in for Mohammed. Headed down by Stencil. Push to the middle. And a good step defensively. Knocked that one away from Wilkie. Knocked down by Stencil in the center circle, then advanced by Giuseppe. Francois Griffith is pushed from behind. The foul call on Chambers. And here's a very, very good spot for Crown Trace to take a free kick. 30 yards out. Almost the exact middle of the field. Three-man wall sets up. Isaiah Samuel to take the free kick. Cheryl lines things up as he dances in the goal. And this one is set wide of the near post and a goal kick for Rush. Scherer drives it middle of the field. That was headed down by Luke. Played up the sideline when nobody there, and De La Rosa tracks it down. Quickly on him is Lewis. And the throw-in will go to Rush. Hammer's throw, side of the box, headed down and away and over the end line that time by Luke. And a corner kick coming for Rush. Curled in, reaching up. The goalkeeper, Francis, tried to punch it away. He missed, but our lead referee calls a foul on Edgar Mendoza for kind of undercutting the goalkeeper. So Francis will take the free kick. Hammer. Good battle that time with Isaiah Samuel. Results in the throw-in for a rush, but immediately taken by Crown Trace. Push to the far side. Dos Santos. Now in the middle, Kelly knocked away from him and blasting one well high of the net was a Giuseppe. Another goal kick for a rush. Luke heads it back. That went over Griffith. And it comes into the box. Scherer rolls it out. Pushed ahead by Stencil, then knocked off his foot. And now rolled ahead for Grady. That ball came up high. Stepping ahead was Raphael. Now pooched away from Kelly. Jamali. Running around Jamali is Lewis with it. Sent it ahead and very athletically knocked away by Jeremiah Thomas. Now Stencil sends one into the box. It comes out one big bounce, and Michael Francis reaches up over the top of John Wilkie to take that. But then sends it out of bounds, and they throw in for a rush. Thomas throws it in, gets it back, sends it up the sideline. It curls. Nate Gerard there defensively to head it away. Holding it in is Griffith. Then Stencil sends it out of play. Throw in for Crown Trace. Stencil drives it ahead. Coming across defensively is Wiltshire to play it away. Wiltshire turns upfield. And Thomas finally runs out of room and loses it out of bounds. Throw in for a rush. And now the foul call, trying to spin free that time, was Edgar Mendoza, but being held in place. And the free kick given to Rush. Volleyed into the box and then volleyed out by Luke. Stencil in a battle with Griffith, and Stencil called for the foul. Crown Trace awarded the free kick. Comes free as Hammer. Tracks it down. Pushed to the middle by Grady. And delivered past midfield. Lewis puts a foot on it. Back defensively, however, is Wiltshire. And That goes over the near side. Throw in Crown Trace. Cutting in front of that one was Hammer. Comes free now, Jamali. To the outside, Grady. His cross was knocked down defensively by De La Rosa and cleared ahead over the top of everybody. Trying to run through with it here is Santos. And Dos Santos beaten to the ball is again. It's Tanner Shearer rushing ahead from his goalkeeper's spot. Push to the near side. Grady spins out of trouble with it and resets it. Stepping in front of that pass was Giuseppe, now battling with Grady, and as it comes free for Hammer. Challenging quickly on Hammer that time was Samuel. Pushed back to De La Rosa, crosses it. Popped into the air and headed away by Jamali. Driven ahead, but back defensively is Nate Gerard. And it comes free for the keeper and Scherer. For Gerard, he starts ahead. Tapped into the air and out of bounds by De La Rosa. Throw in for Rush. Wilkie back for Hammer. Drops it further back for Gerard, and they'll settle it all the way back for Scherer. On the far side, that'll spin back and headed forward by Jacob Vogt. Stencil pushed to the ground. That's a foul on Crown Trace and a free kick to Rush, Wisconsin. Still no score in this match. Play is in the 17th minute of the opening half. Teams will only play 30-minute halves here in pool play. Substitutions for Rush prior to their free kick. Comes free, Hammer, knocked away from him. Grady in a battle for it, but pushed ahead and giving chase and committing the foul as he was giving chase, as I say, Samuel. Tugging on Hammer's shirt. Hammer drives it ahead, Luke trying to control it, Wilkie on his back. De La Rosa kind of plays it dangerously toward the middle of the field, but Crown Trace, Giuseppe able to play it past the midfield stripe. Kelly trying to turn it, marking him defensively as Vogt. Kelly all the way down the sideline, Vogt still in pursuit. Now joining defensively is Jacob Chambers. And finally lost out of bounds, and the throw in for Rush, Wisconsin. Turning into the box, a left-footed shot taken by Ivan Dos Santos is on goal. Tanner Scherer makes the save and throws it ahead. Lewis pulls it back away from Thomas. Finds Wilkie, middle of the field. Thought he was going to step into it. Instead, dishes it off into the box. A little return. It comes all the way through. Grady just couldn't settle a bouncing ball. Then the defense converges on him, and Crown Trace Dodges a bullet there. Now a left-footed shot comes through on goal. And Michael Francis smothers that. And absolutely hammers one back onto the Wisconsin side. And the foul called on Akeem Kelly will give the free kick to Wisconsin. Four-person substitution for Rush prior to their free kick. The United States, Trinidad, and Tobago represented in this match. All in all, 20 different countries are represented in this year's field of 1,150 teams. This is the 34th annual USA Cup. Once again this year presented by Schwann's. In the history of the tournament, 70 countries have been represented at one time or another. On the run, sneaking it past the midfield stripe that time was Dos Santos. Now Giuseppe, long-range shot, sails over the crossbar, and another goal kick for Rush. Giuseppe gets the first touch. Dos Santos carries ahead. Rolls it to the outside, top of the box, weak shot. Knocked away by Chambers. Crossed for Luke. Luke for Kelly. Kelly's long shot. Knocked down by Jamali. And finally pulled free by Chambers for Wisconsin. Chambers on the run, ties up there with Raphael. Pushes it ahead, but the offsides flag is raised as Jacob Sampson was a step behind the defender. Trying to turn with it is Griffith. Now it's Luke. Cross to the far side. Able to keep that one in play is Jadel Thomas. Loses possession, however, as Rush sends it toward the midfield stripe. Knocked down and pushed to the near side for De La Rosa. Luke and Lewis in a battle. Little miscommunication there between Samuel and Griffith. Griffith steps on the ball. De La Rosa toward the top of the box, defended away, and then pushed toward the middle by Jamali. And a ball played into the box, hustling over Scherer, cuts it off. Pooched ahead over the top of Jamali. Headed along by Moulet. And finally settled by Crown Trace as they drive it up the near sideline. Just an open area there, and trotting back defensively is Nate Gerard to play it. Actually, the keeper will bring it into the box and throw it ahead for Hammer. putting on the brakes, and the foul is called on Hammer as Griffith is taken down. De La Rosa's free kick toward the top of the box, knocked away from Kelly. Stepping up defensively was Kyan Carlson. Dropped off Giuseppe, bangs one through, but wide, and another goal kick for Rush. We hit the 26-minute mark of this opening half. Crown Trace from Trinidad and Tobago. Rush, Wisconsin remains scoreless. Trying to turn with it now is Brito. And knocked out of bounds by Carlson. Throw in for Crown Trace. Felt as though Rush had the better of the action in the opening minutes. And as this game has progressed, Crown Trace has had the better of it. As Rush able to clear toward the center circle, headed back by Raphael. Comes free now for Lewis. Lewis into the corner, trying to chase it down is Moulet. Moulet right on the line. Marked there by Wiltshire. And the battle is a one by Moulet as he gets the throw into Lewis, and he just can't control it, and we'll get a goal kick for Crown Trace. Headed along by Brito, now picked up. Samuel into the box. Brito follows, got the shot on, and Scherer made the save. Cleared by Gerard. And Rush, Wisconsin able to get it toward midfield. It's one back there by Thomas. Dos Santos for Crown Trace. Tapped off his foot very nicely by Carlson. Battle at midfield, and the foul call on Luke as he took down Sampson. Chambers the quick free kick. And another free kick awarded to Rush. Free kick into the box, squirts free, and is eventually cleared. It'll come to the near sideline and held in by Hammer. Dos Santos in a battle, and winning that one. Chambers sends it ahead, trying to turn with it as Lewis. Luke is marking him. Lewis crosses to the far side. Headed away by Thomas. Shot by Wilkie comes through on goal, and stretching out to his right, Francis gathers it in. Falling ahead by Hammer. Lewis a touch to the outside, but there waiting for it is Thomas. Trying to turn with it is Jadell Thomas. Jadell and Jeremiah. As we get our halftime whistle. A good one here in Boys U17. Action finds Rush, Wisconsin and Crown Trace as we began. No score at halftime. Folks, we're going to turn down the sound. We'll be back with second half action in approximately 10 minutes. You are watching the 2018 Schwann's USA Cup. Fans, welcome back to the main stadium of the National Sports Center in Blaine, Minnesota, the South Field in the main stadium. This used to be one stadium played on by a professional soccer team since their departure. The old grass field has been ripped out. Two artificial fields now running east and west instead of the one north and south field that was here. And this is the southernmost of those two. Boys U17 action. Rush, Wisconsin and Crown Trace Football Club are scoreless in this second half, just underway. And a foul call on Lewis will give Crown Trace the free kick. Crown Trace from Chaguanas, Trinidad and Tobago. Rush, Wisconsin from Middleton, Wisconsin. Throw comes free at the top of the box, trying to turn with it. Kind of getting pushed off was Brito. Now Wilkie sends it ahead to the outside. That'll go out of bounds and a throw in for Crown Trace. Throw in. Thomas does a nice job to win it down the side. Dos Santos back for Thomas. He'll send it in toward goal and played on a hop there. Tanner Scherer been reasonably busy for Rush, Wisconsin. Giuseppe taps it to the outside. Trying to make the run, Brito into the box. Brito gets the left-footed shot away, but not much on it. And another easy save for Scherer, who throws it ahead for Wilkie. His pass intercepted by Luke. Trying to turn with it there was Samuel, but knocked away Wiltshire. Sends it through the center circle. Touching it free there was Moulet. Now a long ball sent ahead. Lewis trying to track it down. Back defensively is Wiltshire, who knocks it free. And they'll call the foul on Lewis. And a free kick for a Crown Trace. Gerard sends it ahead, but right to the foot of Luke. Samuel trying to turn. And a foul call will give the free kick to Rush, Wisconsin. A long shot, they score! A blast from 25 yards out. And Francis was caught on the right side as that one finds the upper corner. And Jacob Sampson gives Rush, Wisconsin a 1-0 lead in the 34th minute. Jeremiah Thomas gets it ahead for Jadell. Jadell Thomas carries along. His pass is kind of weak, but did find Giuseppe, then touched all the way back for Raphael. Giuseppe for Luke. Luke Cuts inside of Carlson. Long shot rolls in, and Scherer traps that, and he'll slowly walk it to the top of the box. Luke heads it back. Wilkie first one too. It kind of tripped down over top of the ball as Giuseppe chips it ahead. Chambers plays it away. Thomas at the sideline carries it out of bounds. Throw in for Rush. Throw in for Wilkie. Chipped along. Sampson trying to track it down, and diving out on it was Francis. Thomas sends it to the far side. Isaiah Samuel pushed down from behind. Edgar Mendoza committing the foul, and make sure that Samuel is okay as we get substitutions for Crown Trace prior to their free kick. Long free kick toward the top of the box is headed away and chipped ahead. Trying to settle it is Raphael. Winning it is Sampson. And then Raphael wins it back for a Crown Trace. And the double team converged on Griffith, poked away from him. Throw in for a Crown Trace will be taken by Jeremiah Thomas. Sent to the far side by Samuel, and then driven ahead by Hammer. And Thomas at the top of the box gets there in front of Lewis. Chipped ahead into the corner. Sampson giving chase to the end line. Sampson pushes it toward the top of the box. Lewis is tied up. Defensively, it's played away by Wiltshire, and Lewis commits the foul on him. Free kick coming for Crown Trace. Lewis chipped it ahead, headed away. Luke settles it back. Thomas in some trouble. Able to play it toward midfield. Carlson unable to play it free. Now at the side of the box, putting on the brakes. Kelly, left-footed shot is wide, and a goal kick coming for Rush. 1-0 Rush, Wisconsin, as we play in the 39th minute of this 60-minute match. The only full-length game, the only 90-minute match of this weekend portion of the tournament will be the boys U17 final, which will take place on Championship Sunday. Wilkie heads it further along, as does Sampson. Trying to control it is Moulet. Grabbing at him was Thomas. Wilkie in a battle. And they're going to call the foul back upfield finally. And a free kick for Rush. Jacob Moulet will take the free kick as players congregate along the 18-yard line. Moulet chips it in toward the goal. It's over top and on the backside. It comes free on a bounce to the keeper. Kelly trying to turn upfield. Loses it out of bounds. Tapped out by Hammer. Throw in for Crown Trace. Left-footed shot, diving out. Scherer pushes it away. Played toward the top of the box and cleared. Thomas knocks it down. Wins the battle and then tried to settle it back. Almost misplayed that one. Raphael plays it back to the keeper and Francis quickly pushes it ahead for Thomas. He sends a high ball toward the top of the box. Rush sends it back to midfield. Wilkie traps it down nicely. Pushes one through. Sampson on the run. Can he get there before it goes out? He cannot. Throw in for Crown Trace. Moulet comes free, gets the shot away, but sliding to his left, Michael Francis makes the save. He's shown a strong leg and kicking into the wind here in the second half. Moulet gets it ahead. Sampson tries to turn with it, gets it to Wilkie. Wilkie with room. Tries to cross it for Lewis, headed away. It comes free at the top of the box. Played away by Wiltshire. Kelly tries to turn and burn, but Hammer shields him off the ball and pushes it back. Knocked ahead by Gerard. Now it's Giuseppe that comes away with it. Into the middle, Griffith for Kelly. Kelly left-footed shot, and that's well wide, and another goal kick upcoming for Rush, Wisconsin. Well, fans, if you have never been here to the National Sports Center, it is a campus unlike any other. It is the largest contiguous soccer complex in the world. 60 soccer fields in use for this tournament. There's also an 18-hole golf course for softball fields. Immediately to our east, which is to the right of our field, is the Schwann Super Rink. 8 sheets of ice. Plus the Herb Brooks Training Center for dryland training. Moulet puts on the brakes and chips it ahead for Wilkie. Stepping ahead, that was knocked away by Raphael. And Raphael goes down hard. Injury substitution takes Grayson Hammer off the field for Rush, Wisconsin. As the free kick taken by Wiltshire. Giuseppe gets it further along Kelly. Another left-footed shot defended by Gerard. And Wilkie gets it ahead. Trying to make the run is Mendoza. Cut off now by Wiltshire. Push to the middle, right to Lewis. Nice little back heel pass, but Kelly was there. Kelly rolls it ahead. Played toward through the box, tracking it down is Griffith. Griffith works outside the penalty area. Brings it back upfield, back for Thomas. He crosses to the far side. Kelly. Left-footed shot again, defended by Gerard. Kelly pulls it back through two defenders, lets it go. Shearer just knocks down the shot. Rebound comes free, and that is knocked down. Never made it through. Golden opportunity that time from Isaiah Samuel. And a throw-in for Crown Trace. The team from Trinidad and Tobago nearly got the equalizer, just couldn't navigate the final defender. Sampson gets it ahead. Lewis on the run. His pass, kind of a weak one, is intercepted by Crown Trace. Thomas drives it ahead. Knocked away from Wilkie. He's in a battle now with Giuseppe, who sends it back for Wiltshire. To the far side, it's headed along by Mohammed. Played ahead for Sampson. He's got the game's only goal, is Jacob Sampson. And a hard foul sends him tumbling. Or that's actually Wilkie fouled. Free kick for Rush, Wisconsin. We are in the 47th minute of action. 1-0 Rush, Wisconsin. Free kick sent into the box, and Sampson running through, unable to get a piece of it, and Francis bangs it back through midfield. Foul on Kelly, free kick to Crown Trace. Chipped along by De La Rosa, into the box it goes. And turning and clearing it out of there was a Simon Sharpswain. That comes free. The shot, it comes free. They score! The initial shot from Samuel was knocked down, but coming from the backside and pulling the ball free and finding the back of the net for a Crown Trace is Akeem Kelly. Kelly's goal coming in the 48th minute, knots this game at 1. Chipped ahead, but over the top of a Sampson. Kind of bicycled ahead that time by Mohammed, but out of bounds, throw in for Rush. Volleyed high into the air by Barber. Cleared, headed back. This comes free for Moulet. Coming back defensively. Was knocked away by Thomas. Moulet rolls it. Carlson's shot deflects to the far side. Sampson able to hold it in. Wiltshire tried to send it ahead. It's headed to the sideline, but not out, and then it does go out off of Mendoza. 1-1 our score. A little over 10 minutes left to play in this one. This is a pool play game, so it can end in a tie. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves. Each team would earn 1 point. Top 2 teams in each of the groupings advance into the playoff bracket. Headed by Carlson, headed away by Wiltshire. Giuseppe able to clear it. Sharp Swain knocked it down. It's sent toward the top of the box, and it'll come all the way through to the keeper, Francis. Lewis and Wiltshire collided. Good show of sportsmanship. Lewis wanted to make sure he was okay, waited for him to get up. Throw in for Rush. The wind directly out of the south, so favoring neither team as it goes directly across the field away from the camera location, and that ball bounces up over the fence up the hill, so we'll need a new ball put into play. Waiting for a new ball to be put into play. Finally, we get one from the far side. And the goal kick for Crown Trace. Dos Santos, defended by Gerard. Gerard taps it out. Dos Santos trying to thread his way through. Now Kelly is shot, and he blasts one high and wide, and a goal kick upcoming for Rush, Wisconsin. Again, 1-1 our score. Jacob Sampson for Rush, Wisconsin in the 34th minute. And his goal answered in the 48th minute by Akeem Kelly for Crown Trace. Push to the outside, Thomas on the run, side of the box, crosses toward the far post. That's over everybody. And unable to track it down was Mohammed. Goal kick upcoming for Rush, Wisconsin. Comes free, Barber sends it along. Kelly turns with it. Kelly a couple step over moves into the middle of the field. Clear knocked down by Muhammad. His shot defended away by Carlson. Jamali able to head it to the far side, knocked out. The throw will stay with Crown Trace. And a throw-in violation will give possession to Rush, Wisconsin. Davis. Ooh, he's taken down hard from behind. That could have been a foul, but the ball taken away, and now it comes all the way into the keeper's box. Gerard pushes it back. Scherer sends a high ball toward the center circle. Carlson into Barber. Battling, and the free kick for Rush, Wisconsin. Substitutions for Wisconsin as well. And the free kick for Rush. Driven toward the box. Knocked away by Wiltshire. Comes free for Muhammad. He steps on it and then pushes it back where it's pooched ahead by De La Rosa. Kelly knocks it down. Rolls it into the middle. On the run and past all the defenders. Left-footed shot and sliding across. I believe it was Gerard to knock that one free. Great run from Jamal Barber. Or check that, Francois Griffith. For Crown Trace results in a corner kick opportunity. Curled toward the post, it comes right back. A shot, they score! It went in off of a defender, I believe. That was Dan Grady that it went in off of. And very late in this match, Crown Trace has taken a 2-1 advantage. The goal coming in the 58th minute. Put back into play, chipped ahead, volleyed back to the Wisconsin side. And a driven out of bounds, throw in for Crown Trace. Thomas with the throw. Headed back by Carlson. And Carlson is tackled from behind. Jamal Barber was there. Free kick driven toward the top of the box. Headed down. Carlson can't get the shot through. Knocked down now. Gerard and pushed away from him. Scherer comes out to play it. Kind of scuffs it near side. And that one did come out of play. A good juggling act by Jacob Vogt, unable to keep it in. Dos Santos on the run. His cross is knocked down. Rolled ahead, long shot is knuckles over top of the crossbar off the right foot of Isaiah Samuel. Lewis goes off for Rush. Replaced by Moulet. And a cramping Crown Trace player getting some help from the referee. Mohammed sends it ahead. Gerard tracks it down. Sent ahead, Moulet. Chased by Wiltshire. Moulet into the box, and it's off of a Wiltshire. It's a corner kick opportunity for Rush, Wisconsin. Opportunity for them to run a set play in the closing minutes. Rush needs one to tie this match. They trail 2-1. Even Scherer comes all the way up from his goalkeeper's position. Pushed. The header, and it's over top of the net. Sampson went up high, and there's the final whistle. And Crown Trace, after falling behind early in the second half, comes back to defeat Rush, Wisconsin by a final score of 2-1. The winning goal coming in the 58th minute. Boys U17 final. Crown Trace 2, Rush, Wisconsin 1. Thanks for joining us here on your Friday afternoon, Friday evening, or wherever you might be watching from. You have been watching the 2018 Schwann's USA Cup. Good night, everybody.